Taylor Swift just pulled away from Blake Lively, and it's got everyone talking.
Just in while we're live, Taylor Swift is having bad blood with Blake Lively. I am not your dragon. I knew it.
So this Daily Mail article appears very timely. It says Taylor Swift's taking a step back from Blake Lively as dramatic legal battle with Justin Baldoni threatens their decade-long friendship.
Blake's $400 million lawsuit against Justin Baldoni is turning into a disaster, and now even Taylor doesn't want to be anywhere near it. These two have been inseparable for years: vacations, music videos, Hollywood events. But suddenly, Taylor's team is working overtime to distance her from the mess. So, what really happened? Did Taylor turn her back on Blake, or did she just get out before things got worse?
Why is she backing out here? Very carefully worded back out, because she's smart. Okay? Taylor Swift is very smart. She is media savvy.
For years, Taylor Swift and Blake Lively were inseparable. They weren't just Hollywood acquaintances who posed for pictures at events. This was a real friendship. Dinners, vacations, private parties. Blake and Ryan Reynolds were basically Taylor's second family.
So I don't even think they're not friends anymore. She's the godmother to her children. But I think that Taylor Swift is publicly backing away from this friendship because she's intelligent.
It wasn't just behind the scenes either. Taylor loved showing off their friendship. In 2020, she even had Blake and Ryan's kids' names featured in her song Betty, and later, the couple made a cameo in her You Belong With Me music video. At the time, it looked like the ultimate best friend move. Now, it's starting to feel like a bad business deal Taylor is trying to erase. Because when Blake got tangled in legal drama, Taylor's name was suddenly being dragged into it too. And let's be real, Taylor Swift does not like being a supporting character in someone else's scandal.
Is she being used, or are people starting to jump into lifeboats because Ryan and Blake's Titanic, the ship that not even God could sink, is sinking? It's going down.
At first, it seemed like Taylor was sticking by her. Blake even got a special thanks in the credits of It Ends With Us, but as soon as the controversy started getting out of control, Taylor flipped the switch. One moment, they were attached at the hip, and the next, Blake was missing from Taylor's Super Bowl squad. And that's when people really started asking questions.
Well, today, her team, and respect to them for the speed at which her marketing team moves, dropped an entire article in the press announcing that her and Blake are taking a break. They're no longer friends because, it's shocking, Taylor Swift feels used. She always feels used.
So, where did it all go wrong? According to multiple sources, it all started with a secret meeting at Blake's New York City penthouse. Now, this wasn't just a casual girls' night. Justin Baldoni was there, and this was the meeting where Blake allegedly pressured him into accepting her changes to It Ends With Us. And here's the wild part: Taylor was in the room. Justin Baldoni's lawsuit claims that Taylor was right there when it all went down. At first, it probably seemed harmless, just a friend supporting a friend. But here's where things took a turn. A leaked text from Blake later revealed that she saw Taylor as something much more than just a friend. She called her a dragon, her beautiful little monster that she sometimes has to release on the world.
An insider told the Daily Mail. Her friends also think that Blake's "I'm Khaleesi and like her, I happen to have dragons" text to Justin was uncool and unnecessary.
Yeah, Taylor Swift. A dragon, a monster. Not exactly the best way to describe your billionaire bestie. And the second that text leaked, Taylor was out. Here's the thing. Taylor doesn't let people control her narrative. She's built her career on carefully crafting her image, and suddenly, Blake had made it seem like Taylor was her attack dog, someone she could unleash whenever she needed backup. That was bad enough, but then people started connecting the dots. If Taylor was in that meeting, how involved was she in this whole situation? Was she just there, or was she actually backing Blake's power move against Baldoni? Taylor's silence was deafening. Normally, when she's unfairly dragged into something, she speaks up. This time, nothing. And that's when fans realized Taylor was getting out.
She must have read Blake Lively's edit. So why is she backing out here? Very carefully worded back out, because she's smart. Okay? Taylor Swift is very smart. She is media savvy.
If you needed any more proof that Taylor wanted nothing to do with Blake's mess, just look at the Super Bowl. Taylor was front and center, hanging out with her usual crew, soaking up the attention. But Blake? Nowhere to be seen. Fans immediately noticed.
They even showed up at the Super Bowl. But, while I do think it'll be harder to break up this trio than just a Khaleesi text, I do think Taylor Swift is probably publicly avoiding Blake and Ryan at this point to avoid any more drama.
For years, Blake and Ryan Reynolds were part of Taylor's inner circle, always seen at big events together. But now, total radio silence. Some fans even speculated that if Blake had been there, it could have helped deflect some of the heat Taylor was getting at the event. Instead, it looked like Taylor had officially moved on. Now, Taylor is no stranger to scandals, but she also knows how to shut them down fast. Her first move? Silence. Not a single tweet, post, or cryptic lyric, just total distance. Her second move? Distraction. Right after the scandal broke, Taylor donated millions to women's charities. Coincidence? Maybe, but it also conveniently shifted the conversation away from the Blake drama.
Is that Taylor Swift has plugs, especially at the Daily Mail, when she wants to get a narrative out. The person that works for her is this woman named Tree. And Tree is allegedly vicious. She will protect Taylor Swift's reputation by any means necessary.
And then there was the classic silent unfollowing. Taylor stopped liking Blake's posts, which, in Hollywood, is basically a press release saying we're done. At this point, Taylor wasn't just stepping back from Blake, she was erasing her. It's not just Taylor who's backing away, even Blake's own family is distancing themselves. Blake's brother-in-law, Bart Johnson, originally defended her. He publicly trashed Justin Baldoni, making it clear whose side he was on. But then, he backpedaled. Fast.
Look at this headline, Blake Lively's own brother-in-law. Okay, so Blake Lively has a sister that is more talented than her. Her name is Robin Lively. Absolutely loved her in Teen Witch.
Suddenly, he was apologizing, saying he regretted what he said. But did he actually say Blake was innocent? Nope. At this point, it's looking like everyone is abandoning ship, including Blake's own inner circle. Taylor wants people to believe she was just an innocent bystander, dragged into Blake's mess without knowing what was really happening. And on the surface, that makes sense. Why would Taylor risk her billion-dollar empire for a lawsuit that had nothing to do with her? But when you start looking at the details, things don't add up. Let's start with the penthouse meeting. Taylor wasn't just randomly there. She was in the room when Blake was pushing Justin Baldoni to accept her script changes. If Taylor truly had nothing to do with it, why was she involved in that conversation at all? Then there's the fact that Taylor was thanked in the movie credits for It Ends With Us. If she had no role in the project, why was her name attached? Hollywood doesn't just put people's names in credits for fun, it means she had some level of involvement. And then there's the screening situation. Taylor didn't just watch the movie like everyone else. She attended Blake's private screening, not the official studio version. That means she saw Blake's cut of the film, the same version that Justin Baldoni was reportedly shut out from. And let's not forget, Taylor has one of the most calculated PR teams in the industry. She's been through massive public scandals before, from the Kanye West drama to the Scooter Braun fallout. She knows how to stay in control and avoid getting caught up in bad press. So here's the real question. Was Taylor ever really innocent? Did she suddenly realize Blake was using her and decide to walk away? Or did she know exactly what was happening and only distanced herself when it became a PR nightmare? At the end of the day, only Taylor knows the full truth. But one thing's for sure, she walked away clean, while Blake is left picking up the pieces.
Blake and Ryan with the understanding that the meeting would be over. Second source said, Taylor has politely backed away from it all. She is conscious of her own image and hates that she was even mentioned. Okay.
Here's the bottom line. Taylor walked away from this scandal untouched, while Blake's career is in freefall. Ryan Reynolds? Silent. Hollywood executives? Reconsidering their deals with Blake. Even her own friends and family are stepping back. And the worst part? She brought this all on herself. At first, maybe Blake thought Taylor would back her up, that their decade-long friendship would guarantee loyalty. But Taylor isn't just any friend. She's a billion-dollar brand, and she's not about to risk it all over someone else's legal mess. Instead of standing by Blake, Taylor did what she does best. She controlled the narrative. She made sure that when the story was told, she wasn't the villain. Blake was.
So her follow-up text, which reads like a psycho, obviously, I'm Khaleesi, these are my dragons. She said it because you did something, okay?
And Blake? She's realizing the hard way that without Hollywood's protection, without the right people in her corner, she's vulnerable. The lawsuit, the leaked texts, the PR disaster, it's all spiraling out of her control. Once, she was seen as the cool, untouchable actress, part of the elite inner circle. Now, she's a liability. The type of name that makes PR teams nervous, the kind of star whose phone stops ringing when studios are casting their next blockbuster. Taylor, on the other hand, she walked away without a scratch. No social media wars, no messy interviews, no damage to her reputation. Just another chapter closed. And now, Blake is standing alone, watching everything she built start to slip away. So, did Taylor betray Blake, or did she just get out before it was too late? Either way, one thing is clear, Blake made one big mistake. She underestimated Taylor Swift. Let me know what you think. Did Taylor backstab Blake, or was she just playing the game better? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you watched the full video, comment Taylor, so we know you made it to the end. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to me, and click the bell to be first in new drama videos.